Hello everybody. I will say straight out the gate, I think this said it was 18 plus. I don't exactly know what's all gonna be in it, but we're gonna give it a go. It's my dear Hatchet Man. And I was like, ooh, a Hatchet Man? What is your name? B. What is your gender? Female. Your gender is female, is this okay? Yes. It was somewhat of an old habit of mine to walk. Every night I walked. Due to the consistency of my routine, walking has helped me put my mind at ease and numb out the fresh, cold nights. Besides, it was a good source to wear me down before bed. I don't have to rely on sleeping meds as much. There was nothing fun about laying in bed, having my eyes glued to the ceiling and disassociating. Wow, relatable. I have become so familiar with the past, staring at the same damaged sidewalk, hitting a couple of pebbles with the tip of my shoe. I would usually disappear into the woods for 20 minutes or so. I wouldn't call myself a nature, okay, not so. I'm a huge nature lover. So, I wouldn't call myself a nature lover per se. Hell, I could not imagine myself abandoning my phone. But at night, the woods were all I wanted. I don't know why, but this has been the only place that gave me motivation to move, to get out of bed. College hasn't been too kind to me, and having just moved out on my own just recently made me feel all the more isolated. Relatable on that. Not living on my own, but college not being kind. Was there something wrong with me? No, taking little walks to relax at night to sleep is normal. I never strayed from my path. It has practically burned into my memory, and I was kind of proud of that. It was like my own little secret hideout, where if I could one day just disappear from it all. However, today I feel bold, and so I wandered off from my usual path, heading to the wild. At first, the new environment felt nice. Without noticing, time kind of flew by and all my sense of direction withered away. I now find myself confused and alone. I hope I don't have to shrink this more. Oh, good thing I did. Can I see? Can you guys see? That's the question. There you go. I just want to make sure y'all can see everything in the woods. Fuck. I can't recognize any noticeable landmarks to help my way out. Oh, how funny is this? I feel like the final girl of a campy slasher movie being tracked down by the killer. Okay, that's kind of funny to me. Fuck, I am so stupid. Stupid. Of course I was gonna end up lost. Great, not only am I lost, it's dark, no stars, only the faint light of the moon, not doing much help, but I am losing sleep as we know it. I could feel the soles of my feet starting to ache. Perhaps now might be a good time to collect myself before I have a full-blown meltdown in the middle of the woods. I lay my head low, feeling a little heavy weight on me. I took a few deep breaths. Save. What would I do at this point? What would I do if I was lost? I'm pretty stressed. We're gonna stay silent for a bit. My hands crept up to my arms, trying to give myself some sort of comfort. For God's sake, I really don't know where the hell I am. Snap. The deafening silence was abrupt by what seemed like a twig. What the hell made that sound? I jumped, startled. I took a few steps back, nearly losing my balance. Wherever that sound came from, I didn't see anything. Aw, don't cry. I'm not crying! A muffled voice came behind me. I quickly turned around and see a person. I'm not crying! I was quiet. Technically, I do cry silently, though. I still cannot make out his features well. His hair was wild, sticking out from the top of his head. He was holding something, a hatchet. Am I about to get murdered? My muscles tensed up as I prepared to make a break for it. He seemed to notice my mannerism. Hey? He held up his hands, letting the hatchet slip from his fingers into the grass. His movements were slow and harmless. Take it easy. Who the hell are you? Oh, he's kind of cute. Look at him. Just some guy trying to help you out, that's it. That wasn't very comforting at all. Especially now that he reached over to the ground, retrieving his hatchet, and casually swung it over his shoulder. Why the hell did he sneak up to me like that? Why was he in the woods? Has he been following me? Where did you even come from? I live here, actually, just a couple of miles. Got my own place and everything. Why do you have an axe? I wasn't crying. It was me. Me over there. I'm not crying. It's a hatchet, first of all. Sure. Are you gonna murder me? Okay, but this is funny to me because this is literally how I would react to someone in the woods with a hatchet. I'd be like, oh, am I gonna die? What? No, I was getting some firewood. It's starting to get cold around here. I was still trying to come down from the adrenaline. I didn't even notice the chilly breeze. I started connecting the dots. He was probably telling the truth. I am not at all experienced in the forest living. Not mine to tell him that he doesn't know what he's talking about. So why exactly did you come here? Well, you want to get out of here, don't you? I know my way around. Maybe I am being too paranoid. He doesn't seem like he has any intention of hurting someone. CB, not everyone's out to get you. Just follow him so he can take you back home. In case you're still skeptical, you can go behind me. Oh, look at him! Look how cute he is! He offered out his hand. Of course I hesitated, but I took it anyways. I could feel his fingerless gloves as he gave my hand a tight squeeze. He had some coarseness, but it didn't bother me. It took us a good while to get back. I must have really wandered way far off than expected. The trees were becoming less dense, and I could see his traits more and more. His eyes were practically striking. They were both different. I shouldn't be staring. Seems kind of rude. In fact, the whole time I have been acting rude, huh? Hey, Sorry for being kind of reluctant back there. He simply shrugged and smiled at me. I don't blame you. God, he's cute. I mean, if I was in your position, I would have probably freaked out if I saw some random guy with an axe approaching me as well. Didn't you say it was a hatchet? Oh. Hatchet. Sure. That seemed to get a laugh out of him and let out some tension as well. It's been a while since I laughed. I hate the fact that these comments are quite literally me. Like, before I even... Like, I don't even know what's coming up, and I'm just like, you said hatchet earlier. Nowadays, it's been feeling like I've been so isolated. I'm surprised I could achieve a conversation with him, let alone other people. By the time the dirt path emerged with the edge of the sidewalk, thank God we made it. What a relief. There you go. Oh my God, thanks. I didn't notice that I was still holding his hand. He gave me a small smile before I stuffed my hands into my pocket. Other than having a breakdown in the woods, this entire experience wasn't that bad. I'll see you around then. He continued to stand in his place while I turned my back from the woods, walking into my neighborhood once again. Stopping at the front door, I gave him one last wave. I can't really tell from the distance, but he seemed to wave back. I'm so tired. I'm gonna save. Exhausted, I immediately threw myself onto my bed, finally able to get some rest. My eyes, they feel heavy. That stranger, he seemed nice. I didn't catch his name. I'll ask him tomorrow. My body is aching. It feels like someone is on top of me. Uh-oh. Oh god. How long did I sleep for? It seemed way too bright to be early in the morning. I guess it must have been incredibly late when I slept. Last night, memories started flooding back to the encounter I had with that stranger in the woods. I felt some sort of mix of comforting jitters sinking in. I had only moved in a few weeks ago, but now knowing that he has been in the woods the entire time I have been exploring them, it was a little uneasy process. It's like part of my privacy has been exposed. To be fair, I do feel a little silly thinking that. I didn't own the woods. If anything, I invaded his privacy by going off my usual path. Although I haven't lived here for very long, I am surprised I haven't heard about a man living in the woods. Oh, the forest. Then again, it's not like I'm really chatting with the neighbors to inform me about it. Was I thinking too much about this? Am I being insensitive? Should I be feeling like I want to run into him again? I didn't ask for his name. Check on the phone. Before doing anything, I wanted to catch up on what has been happening. I only see one message. It was an unknown number. Open the message. Hey, do you know the chapter we are studying for English? Oh my god, this is exactly with school. I hate it. I hate it. This is Erica, by the way. Oh, Erica, I remember her. She's part of my class. I could recall we exchanged phone numbers because our professor recommended it. She was the one who approached me. Didn't talk to her a lot. She didn't seem like the type, but would casually answer questions in class. One thing that stuck out, however, was that she had an incredible style. She had an eye for colors and patterns from what I could tell. It was surprising that she wasn't taking a fashion course, but instead an interior design course. Erica was cool, and it seemed like she had her shit together, unlike me. Chapter 4, I believe. With a groan, I forced myself up from the comfort of my bed. To be honest, it seemed better to do something than be slacking around in my sheets. This has been the first time I've been motivated to do anything in a while. That's kind of sad. Ding. Thanks. Sorry, can you tell I don't text often? That made me smile, just a tad. Why am I in the woods? It seems like a stupid decision to go back to the forest just to thank some stranger. Dangerous, some might say. I mean, at least the sun was still out, so it wouldn't be as bad as staying in the woods at night, right? I stuffed my phone into my pocket and prepared to get ready. I walked back into the familiar path. The cool air was sharp as ever. I could feel it nipping at the tip of my nose. I tried to recall the path I took that initially got me lost yesterday. It didn't take long for me to fall back into a daze, feeling sensely strayed. Alright, B, just thank him and you can go on your merry way and get some shut-eye. Simple as that. Thoughts started to speculate in your head. The more I paced around in a frantic circle. Why am I being stupid? You should be here, right? Why did I think this was a good idea? It would be nice to have someone to share the woods with. What if he hurts me, like he did? Oh, you're here again. Could you imagine if you were out like chopping in the woods and this person just keeps showing up again after you just sent them back out of the woods? It's like, dang it, go away. I fed you once. Oh, thank God. It might have been my desperation, but the sound of his voice took off a huge wave of relief. I turned around too eagerly, seeing a smug expression on his face. It made me happy, in a way. You seem to get easily lost. What if I wasn't here to help you out, doe eyes? Okay. His comment made me play with the hem of my sweater. I could feel my cheeks starting to burn. Hopefully he didn't notice. Well, I actually came to see you. Why did I say it like that? I wanted to thank you, properly, I mean. I know I already did last night, but I might have come off as crass, and I still feel bad about the whole ordeal. I started to ramble at this point. I need to get this over with before I come off as hysterical. So, thank you, Alan. I'm sorry? My name is Alan. Might as well get it out of the way. Oh well, thanks for the helping me out, Alan. I gave his name a try. It came out softer than how I usually speak. I noticed him begin to smile, avoiding eye contact. I was beginning to feel the silence between us start to grow. No problem. Besides, it is really sweet of you to come back just to tell me that. Oh, he was flirting. You didn't mind it. Oh my god. I'm a hoe. Flirt with me, Alan. It flattered you. It was kind of cute how he became so bashful then flirtatious so suddenly. I can't help but smile back at him. We began to start a whole different conversation from there. At first, it was just regular small talk, most of it about me, of course. I told him what I did for a living and what I was currently studying. He seemed to be a good listener, or at least I think he was trying to be. It became evident that I kind of ran out of things to talk about. It was only fair to ask him about him, right? I don't want to make it seem that I only like talking about myself. Not to sound rude or anything, but... I'm a little curious about your whole thing here. Oh. I know I just moved in and it's none of my business, but why do you live all the way out here? How come no one has ever told me about you? He seemed to give some thought to my questions. He simply gave me a shrug. I don't know. I always figured I lived better on my own, I guess. At least that's what I think. So maybe he was a bit of a hermit. I totally don't mean to judge him. In a way, I kind of do feel like him, not wanting to interact with others. He was just a little more on the opposite end. Maybe he thinks I'm the weird one for wanting to interact with him. It's not every day someone just comes back to thank you for helping them out of the woods. For a loner, he sure was easy to talk to. He was the one to first start a conversation better than I ever could. Hey! He snapped me out of it like he knew I was about to get lost in my own thoughts. Want to go check something out? I think you might like it. I blinked. The way he worded it sounded very vague. I don't know, it depends. Are you gonna trick me and plan my murder? Okay, the reason why I laugh is because, like, even when I go on dates, like, even after I start getting close, I'm like, are you gonna murder me? It's like, I know we've been on, like, 4 dates, but I still want to know, because I feel like you could murder me. Are you gonna trick me and plan my murder? Sounds very fishy of you, Alan. I joked, and he seemed to get a good laugh out of it. It was not a very good joke, but it felt good to laugh with someone. Maybe I needed this. I just needed to talk to someone. I mean, now you got me curious. Might as well, right? Good. He seemed extremely pleased that I agreed. He took hold of my shoulders to guide me in the direction he planned to take me. We both took our time walking through the forest, having a whole casual conversation to make it up for it. It felt like being reunited with an old friend and trying to catch up on your lives together. It was nice. I began to share some stuff to Alan that I haven't been able to talk about for a while. In return, he told me a little things about himself. I took notice of him trying to crush crunchy lace under his shoes, sometimes getting bummed out if one didn't crunch. It was kind of cute. I noticed his skin looked slightly more sickly pale, tiny but still noticeable scratches all across his cheeks. And his eyes bore dark circles. It almost looked like he was about to collapse, but he looked so gentle. He seemed to have noticed I was looking at him. Oh no, I got caught. I ducked my head, scratching the side of my cheek. Before I could come up with an excuse that I totally wasn't staring at him, Alan pushed my head down getting onto my knees rather painfully. What the? Shh. Alan crouched down beside me, carefully moving closer to what seemed like a small stream. It's gonna drown me. With wildflowers and vegetation almost like a mini meadow covering the entire land. It's probably a deer. Yep, then I see a deer. It was happily nibbling on some grass, and on occasion would twitch its cute fluffy tail. Can you tell I actually deal with the woods? That's why I'm like, it's probably a deer. Both me and Ellen didn't move a muscle, so as to not scare the cute creature, but we still enjoyed the view. So, when Rio and Harry were at my house, we were in the pool, and a deer just casually walked up. It was pretty cool. Little cutie, ain't he? Always come here to see if he's around. That was adorable. Who knew Alan had such a sensitive soul? At least that's what I thought. It may not come as a surprise, but my favorite animals are deers. That's why I was called doe-eyed, huh? So, oh! Is that why you called me doe-eyes before? Do I remind you of a deer, Alan? Oh. Alan stayed quiet, a little taken back by my question. However, another sound stopped him from responding. He got lucky. Huh, they're new. Another deer emerged from the woods, joining in. I can't deny that it was rather an adorable sight to see. Maybe it's more than one reason. What was that? It was barely a whisper. I could only manage to hear a few words from him. Nothing. Anyways, want to grab a bite to eat? I know there's a store not that far from here. Why not? I am getting peckish. He swiftly got to his feet again, not bothering to dust off his clothes. He still had the decency to hold out his hand for me to get up. Alright, we probably won't take long if we get going now. Much like before, he kept holding my hand through the entire walk back to the civilization. It stopped feeling so foreign, as if I knew Alan and trusted him enough to hold hands. I don't know why he made me feel so safe. I feel melodramatic thinking about it. Everything seemed to get blurry, and I could feel my stomach doing flips. It was then that the obnoxiously bright lights of the store pulled me out of the trance. There were a couple of people in this small store, most of them adults collecting some boxes of beer. Alan started scanning around as if memorizing where everything was. His attention was immediately caught by the ice aisle, his smile brightening like a child. Pick anything you want, it's on me. How generous of him. I looked around and decided to get... Oh my god. Oh my god, I see slushy! A slushy! I quickly ran to the side of the store, grabbing myself a huge cup of frozen syrupy goodness. My brain went slurpy goodness. They were fairly cheap. Got everything? Yeah, let's go. Summer blowout sale. Cold beer, fresh sushi. We left the store basking in the glorious treats. Alan proceeded to scarf his ice cream down. You're gonna choke yourself eating it like that. Then that's how I want to go. Here lies Alan, death by ice cream. He dramatically put his hands on his heart and lowered his head, all gloomy. I snorted and playfully pushed him, though I could barely manage to make him lose his footing. People will think you died from lactose. Then. I mean, I kinda am lactose intolerant, just a bit. Oh no! And you took that risk? I like to live on the edge. I rolled my eyes. No, seriously, I stole 5 chocolate bars while nobody was looking. What? You shoplifted? He gave me a proud smirk, unzipping his coat, showing me his loot. Oh god. I was dumbfounded. I can't fucking believe it. This man just robbed a store. How did I not even notice him? He must have been real sneaky or quick. You should see the look on your face right now. He reached in, grabbing one from his stash. You can't just... That isn't... I said it was on me, right? They aren't gonna waste their time over some shit like stolen candy. Besides, his fingers fidgeted with the wrapper, prying it open and taking a bit before nudging it towards me. Stolen stuff tastes better. Hesitantly, I reached over and took the tiniest bite. I couldn't explain it, but he was right. It was like the forbidden candy bar. This actually would drive me to have anxiety. I don't like when people steal. Still, I feel kind of bad that he went out of his way to steal stuff from me. Am I offering my slushie? Here, offer him a taste of yours. It only seemed fair, right? It was the least I could do. I motioned... Yeah, my slushie. I motioned my slushie towards him. At first he gave me a confusing look, but soon got the hint. Oh, it's a red one. You know, I would probably share my slushie. It's debatable. Honestly. Unknowingly, he grazed the top of my hand as I held the cup. Or maybe he did. I could feel him tightening his grip slightly as he looked up at me. I could feel the tips of my ears beginning to heat up. I could not look anywhere else besides his gaze. You have good taste, Doe Eyes. He only smiled at me before walking away and continued. Give me my slush! Oh, I guess he gave it back. He only smiled before walking away and continued to eat his forbidden chocolate bar. Hey! Did he take my slushie? I followed him soon after. We walked all the way back to my house, eating the stolen candy. I got some sort of cheap thrill knowing we could have potentially gotten caught, and Alan shared that feeling as well. Being with him was thrilling. I didn't notice how late it had gotten since I soon reached the comfort of my bed. I felt tired, sure, but I also felt satisfied, at ease. Whatever I felt, I knew I was going to see him again tomorrow. Huh? I open my eyes, but I can't see anything. I try to feel around, but nothing appears to be in front of me. Oh, I don't like that. Fingers start tightening around my throat. Oh my god. I started to claw desperately. My lungs feel like they're about to collapse. I gave that man my slushie! Holy shit. What a way to start the morning. We're gonna check our messages. For fuck's sake, it isn't even a person that woke me up. Instead, it was some emergency alert. Something about another person. Oh my god, he's killed someone. Something about another missing person. Seems like it's out of my control. My head was pounding and I felt incredibly drained. The time reminded me that I only got a measly 3 hours of sleep last night and half-empty bottle of sleeping meds on its side. I did not want to get up. I wanted to see Alan, though. Oh my god, he's gonna kill us. I'm gonna take my slushie. I wondered what he was gonna plan today. He had a knack for keeping me on my toes and surprising me. He makes me feel warmth every time I think about him. It was kind of strange, but it was charming in a way. Well, if I was ever going to see him, I might as well get ready. Despite the rough morning, I didn't feel quite as tired as I did before. It could be because I was pretty much looking forward to meeting up with the local cryptic man I met 2 days ago. It was certainly worth getting lost in the woods, just to hang out with Alan. Much better than wasting my time being cooped up inside my home. Water bottles and dirty laundry taking up space. Right on cue, I see Alan from the distance waiting for me. I presume he appeared to be playing with his hatchet before noticing my presence. He cutely waved at me with biggest grin on his face. Did he always have sharp molars? B, you made it! Hey Alan, sorry if I was late. Not really. You're right on time, actually. Really? Huh. I love this dude, but he's gonna kill me. He's gonna murder me in cold blood. I can see it happening now. I figured because of my lack of sleep, I would have arrived later than expected. Alan rested his hands on his knees, trying to get at my eye level. He was really close. Ready for what I had planned for today? He flashed me a hopeful smile. How could I say no to his excitement? Yeah, let's... Before I could answer, my phone went off. Sorry. It feels rude to answer a phone call while Alan is around, waiting for me to answer. But what if the call was something important? Oh god, Erica. I'm gonna die because of you. Okay, unfortunately though, we have to end the video here. So I hope you guys enjoyed. And I will see you in the next video. This game is cute. I like it. I think it's very interesting. Roll back. Okay. Bye guys. See you in the next video.